right to vote. And one thing that I really enjoy working with the youth in my community is that those that are close to the age of 18 to vote and those that are 18, they always tell me, Mr. Thompson, we just want to make sure that our vote counts. So this proposed piece of legislation before you will ensure that every Nevadan to know that their vote matters and counts in the election of the President of the United States of America. Also want us all to know is that we have 514,000 elected officials in the United States of America, and each and every one of them are elected by the popular vote of the people, except for one, and that is the President of the United States. How and who should elect the President of the United States is a leadership issue that constitutionally is reserved for state legislatures. The U.S. Constitution, Article 2, Section 1, gives states exclusive control over awarding their electoral votes. There are many examples throughout history where states have been the leader on determining the method of electing the President of the United States. For example, it was not until 1872 that all of the citizens of the United States could actually cast a ballot for the President of the United States. It was state legislatures that ended that practice. Also, it wasn't until 1855 that wealth qualifications to vote for president were eliminated by state legislative action, again, allowing more people to vote and not based on their class and or their social status. African Americans were given the right to vote on a state-by-state basis before the federal government took action. And then lastly, but importantly, women were given the right to vote in 30 state legislatures before the federal government granted them a right to vote. In our modern society, all Nevadans have the ability to make well-informed decisions on who should be elected president, just as they do for those that are elected to this body and to represent them in the U.S. House of Representatives, U.S. Senate, etc. Accordingly, every vote should matter to whom we elect president, just as it does for every other office. Assembly Bill 186 both assures this important goal and respects the federalism concepts the founders ingrained in the Constitution regarding a state's autonomy to determine the role its citizens play in the selection of the President of the United States. I want to be clear that this bill is not about partisanship, but a need for our voters, current and future, to feel and know that their vote matters in arguably the most important vote they will cast every 4 years. I want to walk the committee through the elements of the legislation. If you'd follow along in the bill, AB 186 is an interstate compact, much like the Colorado River Compact and dozens of other major compacts that Nevada is a part of. Under the National Popular Vote Compact, all the electoral votes from the enacting states would be awarded to the presidential candidate who receives the most popular votes in all 50 states, as well as the District of Columbia. The legislation would take effect only when enacted by states possessing a majority of the electoral votes, meaning enough electoral votes to elect a president. Should this body adopt Assembly Bill 186, Nevada will join a quickly growing list of states who have chosen to compact together to allocate their electoral votes to the winner of the national popular vote in presidential elections. To date, 12 jurisdictions have entered into the National Popular Vote Compact. And in fact, the Colorado legislature has just last week passed the compact in both houses. With Colorado, the 13 jurisdictions that have already enacted the bill possess 181 electoral votes. The National Popular Vote Compact will come into effect when approved by states possessing 270 electoral votes. Thus, 89 more electoral votes are needed. So should Nevada join the pact, we would add our 6 electorals, which would then close in the gap, and we would need 83 more electoral votes. AB 186 does not and I really want to stress this, does not eliminate the Electoral College. It's far from eliminating it. AB 186 preserves the Electoral College. The legislation would merely be a decision of this body that the electoral votes should be allocated to the winner of the most national popular vote for President of the United States. AB 186 does not bind future generations of Nevadans. As an interstate compact, Nevada would have the complete ability to reconsider its participation in the compact in the future. As states throughout the nation have historically changed how to allocate electoral votes, so would Nevada, should it decide that this compact does not serve the voters of Nevada at that point. And in short, AB 186 ensures that every vote matters. For my constituents, this is an important final step in ensuring that their voices are heard in the election of the President of the United States.